Okay. Our today's topic is energy stored in a capacitor. We have to derive a formula, derive an expression for the energy stored in capacitor. So there are two ways we can derive the expression for the energy. One is graphical method and one is calculus method. You learn both. It depends upon the marks allotted to this question. If the marks allotted is 2 marks, then you will do graphical way, it is shorter. And if the marks allotted is 3 marks, then you will be doing it by calculus method. So I'll show you first graphical method. And if question doesn't mention anything, so you can use any one of these methods. But depending upon the marks, okay, graphical method. See, graphical method, how can we can derive the expression for the energy stored. You can write yes. For a conductor, Q is proportional to V. We know this fact. For a conductor, we have charge is proportional to the potential. Charge is proportional to the potential. Therefore, we write therefore QV graph is as follows. QV graph is as follows. We draw charge and potential graphs. That means directly proportional graph we will draw. We will draw like this. One side will take Q and another side I will take V, potential. They are straight lines, so the graph will come like this. Directly proportional, so the graph will come in the form of a straight line like this. That is when V increases, the charge also increases. Directly proportional they are. So we draw a graph like this. Okay, now right. Okay, just check the graph and tell me one thing if I ask you. If I find the slope of this graph, what will I get? What will be the slope of QV graph determined? Slope. Slope means, you know, this divided by this. Y-axis divided by x-axis. You have to divide. When you divide Q by V, what do you get? You will get the value of C. Because we know the formula, no? C is equal to Q by V. Q upon V, charge upon potential is called C, capacitance. That means slope of this graph, we can write as slope. Slope will give the value of C. C means capacitance. Slope of QV graph determines capacitance. And what about area? If I find area of this graph, area means, you know, you have to multiply these two values. This and this value you have to multiply. QV, if you multiply QV, you will get the value of work done. Because you know the formula of potential formula, we have work by charge. Therefore, work will be equal to QV. And work done means, you know, the work done capacity is called what? Energy. That means if we find the area of this graph, I will get the value of energy or energy stored, or the work done capacity by the capacitor I will get. That means area of QV graph will determine the energy stored. Energy stored. We write this fact. Even question may carry 1 mark. It may come like this. What does the slope of QV graph determine? We say capacitance. What does the area of QV graph determine? Say determines the energy stored in the capacitor. So now we write here energy stored. Energy stored E equal to area of QV graph. Area of QV graph we will write. Area of QV graph. Let us draw the area. Area means, you know, what kind of area we get? We get a triangle formed. So we must write down the area of the triangle. What is the formula of area of the triangle? Half into base into the height. I will be writing that is half. Base is V and height is Q. I write like this. Half into V, keep as it is. Q value will be equal to CV. The value of Q I replace and write CV. Your formula will become half CV square. This is the formula of energy stored. Energy stored, I like E and S. S stands for stored. Energy stored. Energy stored formula is half CV square. This becomes the formula. This formula is little similar to kinetic energy formula. Kinetic energy formula we have half mv square. So a kind of that. So energy stored in a capacitor formula is half CV square. Where V is potential also, remember. V is what? Potential, volts. C is capacitance, means farad or microfarad. The unit of energy will be joules. SI unit of any kind of energy is joules. So this is the formula we have. And one thing to be noted, the amount of energy supplied to the capacitor, the energy supplied, right, on this also, energy supplied to the capacitors. Energy supplied, not energy stored, energy supplied to the capacitor formula is CV square. That is only QV, but it is half QV, Energy stored will be half QV. Out of whatever energy we supply to the capacitor, half of that gets stored in the capacitor. And half of the energy will go as a loss. Normally in the form of heat, in the form of sparking, in the form of lightning and all that. So energy supplied to the capacitor formula is CV square, and the energy stored formula is half CV square. This formula probably in IST level will not come, but it may help you in competitive exams. If they ask you how much is the energy supplied to the capacitor, you say QV, or it is same as CV square. And how much of the energy is stored in it, then we'll say half CV square. This is the value of graphical method to find the expression for the energy stored. Now I'll show you calculus method, the second method, calculus method of finding the formula for the energy stored, calculus method. Now the second method, calculus method. In the calculus that is equal to QV, but the work done will be variable at a given potential. So you can write here energy stored in a capacitor, right here E equal to, here we write dW equal to Q into V into dQ at a given potential at the charge 0 and capital Q here. And here also write 0 and W. 0 and E I write here. 0 and E. Okay. Now next line, integration of dW, like integration of dx is x. Same integration of dW will be W with the limit you can put here 0 and E. 0 and Q. We are storing the charges from 0 to capital Q. So V formula will write here Q by C, and here I write dQ. Q is variable, that's why I write a small q here, variable. First I'll put upper limit minus the lower limit. Upper limit is E minus lower limit is 0, so I'll just write the answer here E. 1 by C is constant, it's odd. Here we write 0 and Q. Q dQ, it is same as integration of x dx. Integration of x dx, the answer will come x square by 2. Power is 1, so here the power of Q. First I write Q dQ, next line I'll do the integration here, right? 1 by C as it is. Q power is 1 with respect to Q, then answer will become Q square by 2. 0 and capital Q I'll write here. These two I'll multiply here, it becomes 1 by 2C. And Q value, first I'll put the upper value and then lower value. Minus 0 square. 0 square I'm not putting because Q square minus 0 square, answer remains Q square only. Now next line I'll do here. 1 by 2C, and Q value I'll put now CV, right here CV, but there is a square over here, so I'll put square. You get 1 by 2C, here write C square, V square. 1C cancelled, answer finally becomes half CV square. This is the formula of energy stored. This is your calculus method. For this method, you don't have to draw graph. Directly from here, you can begin and just complete here. So this is the formula of energy stored in a capacitor, calculus method. Calculus method may carry 3 marks. If they don't mention about any method, name of any method, then you can use either of these methods. Graphical method or the calculus method. Any one of the methods you can use. Is it okay? Clear? Okay, if any doubts, you can ask for clarification. There is no harm. Okay. Now you can just give a heading below. Effect of dielectrics. Effect of dielectrics. Effect of dielectric on energy stored. Effect of dielectric on energy stored. What will be the effect of dielectric on the energy stored in a capacitor? Let us check this way. When we introduce a dielectric medium, what happens to the force? We say force decreases by 1 by K times. What happens to the electric field? Electric field also decreases by 1 by K times. Electric potential also decreases by 1 by K times. New potential will be 1 upon K times of V naught. V naught means the potential when there was a free space or when there is a free space. So potential also decreases, force also decreases, electric field also decreases, but the capacitance increases. Remember it, capacitance value increases. So we will be doing like this. Energy is stored when there is no medium, that is free space, E0, formula just now you got half CV square. Now the change taking place here, E in places of dielectric K, right, half, because we know capacitance increases by K times, I like a K multiplied by C. But the potential will decrease now. New potential will be V divided by K. Potential decreases by 1 by K times. And here is a square over here, so I will put a square. Now next line I will do that is half KC. Here I will do V square by K square. K and K cancel. You get answer coming at half CV square divided by K. 1K is left over. 1K cancel, 1K is left over. Half CV square is the value of E naught. I like that E naught divided by K. So this will be the result. That means what happens to the energy stored? Energy stored in a capacitor will decrease by 1 by K times. Capacitance will increase. The student, they think now when capacitance increases by K times, they think that the energy stored also will increase. But that is not the fact, because at the same time the potential decreases. Potential becomes less. If initial potential was, say for example, initial capacitance is 2 units and potential is 100 units and dielectric value is 5. What is the real capacitance? Capacitance will increase. 5 into 2 we will do, that means 10 units, but the potential will decrease. It was 100, now it will become 100 divided by 5, the value of K. It becomes 20 volt. And as a result, the new energy stored will decrease by 1 by K times, because the potential square is there, which is bigger than the decrease is bigger than the value of the increase. So overall, there will be decrease in the value of energy storage, because 1 by K times of E naught. And if you have to find the change in energy or the loss of energy, if you have to find loss of energy, then value will become E naught minus EK. That means E naught minus E naught divided by K. This will be the value of loss of energy. or change of energy. That means when it is empty or free, it will have a more energy stored. Once you are filling it with the dielectric, the energy will decrease by 1 by k times. What is the change in the energy or what is the loss of energy by introducing a dielectric medium? So this is the value of loss of energy, E naught minus E naught by k. You have to subtract these two values. Hope you understood this part. Yeah. What's your response? Okay, thank you. Now give next heading, and the last part of theory part of this chapter is combination of capacitors. Is the heading. Combination of capacitors. We have various capacitors, and we are joining them in series and in parallel. So there are two types of combinations: series combination and parallel combination. Like resistance, we have series as well as parallel combination, which we had done in class 10. So similar way, we are having combination of capacitors. The first one is called series combination of capacitors. I'll show what is series combination and how do we find the expression of the total capacitance or equivalent capacitance. So I draw the capacitors in series first, like this I draw. Like this. This way, we are showing 3 just now, so there can be many more like this. I like C1, I like C2, I like C3. These are the capacitors with the capacitance value C1, C2, C3, and so on like that. And the total voltage applied is V, that is total potential given is V. This side we can keep positive, this side we can keep negative. This side will be plus Q, this side will be minus Q, plus Q, minus Q, plus Q, minus Q, and the total charge Q is flowing from the source like this and getting stored in them. Like this we will draw. And now here the potential across this I'll mark as V1. Potential across this will be V2. Potential across this will be V3, and so on like that. The diagram itself will carry 1 mark. This question is quite important for even ISC and will be carrying 3 marks. The derivation of the formula, this is important. So we see that the potential gets divided here. Potentials are different because ends are changing here, so potentials will also be changing. Whereas charges will be same. Charges will be same in each capacitor. Same charge will be in each. Charges are not divided, whereas potentials are divided. So right here, total potential V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 and dot so on and so on, like that only. We are just showing 3, but it is same is applicable for many others. Now put the value of potential. V is equal to I let Q by C. This Q by the total capacitance I let C. V1 value I write here Q by C1. Here I let Q by C2 because the charges is same everywhere. Q by C3 and so on so on. Next line I will say Q by C. Taking Q common here, you get 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 and so on like that. Q and Q cancels. You get answer 1 by C is equal to 1 by C1, 1 by C2, 1 by C3 and so on. So this becomes the formula. This is the formula of total capacitance. So this becomes the formula. 1 by C is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2 plus 1 by C3 plus so on. This formula is similar to the formula of resistances in parallel. So resistance and capacitance, the combination formulas are different, just opposite. In resistance in parallel, we used to apply this kind of formula. 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1, 1 by R2, 1 by R3 and so on. And the same formula we apply here in series combination for capacitance. Okay. Now, what is the, you can write down below this you can write, in series combination of capacitors, please write down, in series combination of capacitors, in series combination of capacitors, comma, the charge on each of the capacitor is the same. The charge on each of the capacitors, the charge on each of the capacitor is the same, but potentials are divided. Potentials are different or divided, you can write. Potentials are divided. Full stop. Then write in series, comma, the total capacitance is less than the least of the individuals. Less than the least of the individual. Okay. Now let me tell you what is the meaning of this. Less than the least means what? Suppose there are three capacitors. This is having 1 microfarad capacitance, 2 microfarad capacitance, and 3 microfarad. One is having a least value 1 microfarad. Your answer will come even less than that value. When you put all of them in series, so you are going to use this formula. In this formula, the value of C will come least than any one of these individual values. Suppose least one, I give the example 1, 2, 3, least is 1. So your answer will come anything but less than 1 if you use this formula. That means in series, one can expect to get low value of capacitance, because the value becomes less than the least. That means series is the method of decreasing the value of capacitance, reducing the value of capacitance. We are given a capacitance of value 6 microfarad. You want to make it 2 microfarad. Which type of combination you will go for? Series or parallel? So we'll go for series, because in series form we apply this formula and answer will come less. So this is the use of the series formula. Now I will be doing parallel combination of capacitors. Parallel, second one. Parallel, number 2 is parallel combination. Parallel combination will show like this. This is C1, this is C2, this is C3. Charges here will be Q1, Q2, Q3. Here you can add plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. Like this. This is called parallel, like this, one below the other, like in the form of parallel lines. Here the special feature is that the total charge is dividing out it. So charges are getting divided. Whereas potential remains the same, because the two ends are the same. No, here and here the end is same. So the potential remains same, and which is same as V. Potential is the same, whereas charges are divided. Charges are different on each. So whatever is divided now, we'll use the formula that Q is getting divided into 3 parts here. So that Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 and so on, like that. Okay, now Q formula we write CV, right here CV, Q1 value I write here CV1, C1V, C2V, C3V, and so on, because potential is same here, V. This is the potential only, V, everywhere. Right, CV here, V common, here you get C1 plus C2 plus C3 and so on. V and V cancels, you get the value of C coming here, C1 plus C2 plus C3 and so on. So this is the formula here in this case. Total capacitance of parallel combination C equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3 and so on. This derivation also may carry 3 marks, may come. So that means if you compare this result with the result of resistance, it is just the reverse. In series resistance, we have R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. And parallel time, we have 1 by R equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1. It is just the reverse here. Parallel time, we get this formula, simple addition. And the series time, we get 1 by reciprocal formula. What is the special feature of the parallel combination? Please write down, right? In parallel combination, comma, potential remains the same, whereas charges on each capacitor are divided. Charges on each capacitor are divided. Full stop. Right. In parallel, the total capacitance is greater than the greatest of the individual. Greater than the greatest of the individual. So, hence, parallel is the method of increasing the resistance. In parallel, the value of resistance will become more than the greatest of the individual value. I give one example. This is 1 microfarad, this is 2, this is 3. 3 is the greatest or the largest value. Your answer will come anything but more than that value, because you are simply adding them. You are simply adding all of them. Your answer will come here 1 plus 2 plus 3. Your answer is coming 6. It is coming anything but more than the greatest value. That means in parallel combination, we can expect to get high resistance. You are given a capacitance of 6 microfarad. You want to make it 10 microfarad. What type of combination you have to go for? You have to go for parallel combination. 6 microfarad and then plus 4 you will do in parallel. So 6 plus 4 together will become 10 microfarad. That means increasing time we will think about the parallel method, and decreasing time we will think about the series method. Okay, understood? Please give your response. One of you. Yes. Okay, thank you. Now, sometimes they may give a graph like this. This way, they may give a graph out here like this. They may show out here Q, and they may write here V, and they are given 2 lines here like this. One is A, one is B. They are asking which of the conductor represents, which of the combinations A and B represent series combination, which one represents series and which one represents parallel. How to identify them? A or B, which one represents a series combination and which one represents a parallel combination? What is the answer now? Think and tell me. There are 2 combinations given, A and B. A represents and B represents combination of capacitors, either series or parallel. So which one represents series? Tell me which one represents series here, and reason. What is the reason? Any guesses? Which one of them represent a series combination, A or B? Tell me, you can give me a response. Yeah. Any guesses? A or B? Which one represents series? Say fast. No choice. You, yeah, Tenzing. Yes, Tenzing. I could not hear only anything. Did you give any response? My question is, which one of them, A or B, represents series combination of capacitors? A or B? Tell me. And the reason also you have to give me. Out of the two, you can't choose any one. Series. Which one represents series? You can't hear only. Okay. I'll see, the idea is uh, okay. A is series and B is parallel. Okay. Why A is series? Uh, you can say simple way, no, because in series we can expect to get low capacitance, no, value becomes less. And slope of which line is smaller? Which has got a smaller slope? Slope of A is this much and slope of B is this much. Slope means the angle here, angle with the x-axis. Line A slope is smaller, it has less capacitance. And less capacitance is only possible in series. And in series the formula is 1 by C, 1 by C equal to 1 by C1 and all. You will be expecting to get low value of capacitance. And in parallel, the value gets added up, so the value becomes more. So A represents series combination and B represents parallel. Because in parallel, the value should come more, capacitance value should come more, and capacitance means here, QV graph, slope will determine the capacitance slope. So we see the line A, the slope of the line A is smaller, so it has less capacitance, which is possible in series. So A represents series and B represents parallel. Hope understood. Okay? Okay, thank you. Now the last part, theory part of this chapter is over here. We'll complete that, then we have to do the numerical problems. Write down this one, energy density of a parallel plate capacitor, is the heading, and under bracket you can add U is equal to, formula is half epsilon naught E square, like this, they will write half epsilon naught E square. They may even ask you write down the expression for the energy density of a parallel plate capacitor, or they may ask you to derive this formula, U is equal to half epsilon naught E square, derive it, this relation. Okay, now we'll show the answer for the right. U means energy density, write down energy density. Energy density, U means, what is the meaning of energy density? Write down energy stored divided by volume of the conductor or volume of the capacitor. Energy stored per unit volume is called energy density. Energy stored per unit volume is called energy stored. And we know energy stored formula we derived just now, half CV square. I'll write that formula first, upon volume of parallel plate capacitor. Volume formula will add area in cross section into the total distance. Highlighted area of cross section into the total distance between the plates. You know the parallel plate capacitor. You know that this one. You may not draw the diagram. You can do directly here. This is V. This is D. One side is positive. One side is negative. And here you're doing earthing. Parallel plate capacitor. Area of cross section is what? Area is how much? Area value you take A. Here also A is A into this total distance D. So I'll write that. Next time you write like this, half into C. What is the formula of capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor? We know the formula. Formula is goes like this: epsilon naught A by D. And V we will change in terms of electric field. We know the formula of electric field. Electric field formula is volt per meter, volt by distance. Therefore, V value will be equal to E into D. So the value of V I put here E into D, and there is a square over here. I put a square. Upon now AD I write here below A and D. I write it below. Now what I will do, I cancel A and A. Next time I write half into epsilon naught into E square D square upon D to D multiplies become D square. D square also cancels. Your answer will become half epsilon naught E square. So this is the formula of U to derive it. Half epsilon naught E square. This is quite important for competitive exams and even for CBSE board. But ISC, they will not ask most probably. But this is the formula, half epsilon naught E square. Sometimes this formula, no, they write with the K. Dielectric type, if it is dielectric medium given, so they will be writing here half epsilon naught E square divided by K. They will write in terms of dielectric constant. They write that way also sometimes. But you just get this formula U is equal to half epsilon naught E square. When air, this is parallel plate capacitor, you can add air. This in between this space we have got air filled. No dielectric medium, it is empty or free space parallel plate capacitor. So this is the formula U is equal to half epsilon naught E square. Okay. All right. So this was the theory part of the chapter capacitors. We finished all the theory portions. Now you have to do the numericals. Okay. We'll do the numerical problems the next day. Okay. Next class we'll start numericals. Numericals not many. So we'll finish and we'll start current electricity. Okay. Yeah, 10 minutes. In the no idea. Now the situation is slightly worsening, no, so it will take some time. Situation is not good, no, around. Kalimpong also the cases are fluctuating. One day it is coming 100 and something, and next day it is coming down. So it's fluctuating. So I think it will take some time. Okay. Then you continue with this batch only till cover up the entire portion. No, till the potentiometer. It is advisable to join both so that you will not be lagging behind, no, in the syllabus. Whatever I have done with the batch number 1, the previous batch, that convent batch and all, no, with SAS batch. So your exam first term you have the entire syllabus also coming, no, there. So it's better you continue with both the groups. You can inform others also to join both the groups. It will be easier, no. You will be at par. You will be together, no, with the school also. You will be keeping pace with the school syllabus. Okay. So, what? I didn't get. First term exam as scheduled, I suppose. It is there in the diary, no. Most probably first week of June or something, no. 1st of June. Most probably it is. Yeah, it is not decided. It is not announced, declared by the principal as yet. But most probably it will be from 1st June only. Maybe online only because situation will remain the same most probably like that only. So maybe online only, but it will be from 1st of June. Okay. So we'll be starting optics with the second batch at the timing is already timetable. You can see once you have joined the group. No, the timetable is also there. You can see the timetable, and I've already given in the group also. So please join both the groups so that your syllabus will be covered. Like for your first term exams as well as for your ISC. All right. Okay. Thank you.